Well, hello there, my fellow Marines. How are you doing today? King Rexy here, and today we're continuing on with our Cure reviews for Iron Marines Invasion. Last time we talked about Kendra, and now we're gonna talk about the other $5 character that you can acquire, Gauntlet.
Wanna know my power level?
Ah, come on, say the line.
It's over 9,000!
Yep, nice Dragon Ball Z reference. So yeah, Gauntlet. What is this guy? Well, if you can't tell from his appearance, he's a giant mecha. And as you know, mechas are tanky, and that's what he is. He's basically a tank. And he does his job pretty well, I would say. He's a relatively strong tank, I would say. He's kind of like the Mauler, but a little different. His basic attack deals splash damage, so he can hit multiple enemies if they're very close to each other. If he's getting like surrounded by melee enemies, he can hit all of them, as long as they're close to one another, in close proximity to one another. He can also hit flying enemies, but he doesn't do all that much damage against flying enemies. I would say he's better against ground enemies than aerial units, but at least he can hit them, which is good because most melee units in this game cannot hit flying enemies, so that's pretty good. But the real power from this guy comes from his abilities, and his abilities are quite fun. Starting off with his first skill, Shockwave. Gauntlet focuses all of the energy in his core to overcharge it. Upon released, generates an energy shockwave that hits all enemies around him. So it's basically an explosion around him that deals good damage. I would say it's pretty decent. It does get a little bit weaker as you increase the difficulty, but it is still pretty good. It can definitely destroy a bunch of low tier enemies that are swarming him. Or if you're about to send him in a gigantic horde of enemies, you can use this skill and, you know, delete all the low tier enemies. It's also kind of effective against the rats, because rats usually come in big groups, so you can just walk in the middle of them and explode on them. But you don't want to use this skill right away, because there are some, because of the silver rank, self-repair mechanism. Gauntlet repairs some of his damage at the same time he releases his energy. So he basically heals once upon using the skill. And it's not all that significant, it's like 15, maybe 20% of his health regeneration, which is good, but it's not like game changing. And the gold rank, Detonating Pulse. When damaged enemies die, they make an explosion around them, damaging other enemies. So if you kill a bunch of low tier enemies, you're gonna create a bunch of mini explosions that are gonna do additional damage to the higher tier enemies that survive. Pretty good stuff. Honestly, really good ability for just opening up a fight, or you can use it for the time when he starts getting low on HP. But his next skill is even better, Overcharge. His overloaded electric engine goes into overdrive, causing Gauntlet body to be converted in covered in electricity that constantly seeks enemies to shock. This overload also allows Gauntlet to move faster. Shocking. Yeah, and when they say faster, I mean significantly faster. He can just zoom around the map, zapping everybody. Now granted, the zaps don't do all that much damage, but that's not the main point. It's meant to just damage enemies around him, and even though the damage is kind of weak, there are some cool things to it from the ranks of this skill. Starting off with the silver rank, Shock Stink. Each shocked enemy has a chance to be stunned, so I'm not sure what the percentage is, the game doesn't specify it, but for the most part you're gonna be stunning a lot of enemies, let's just say that. It happens pretty often. And at the gold rank, Chain Lightning. Each lightning has a 50% chance to jump to another enemy, so you can hit even more enemies now. It's pretty good. And the thing is that it's not like one and go type of thing. It's an ability that lasts for quite a while. I think it's something like 8 to 10 seconds. So for that duration, you can just zoom around and just damage everything. And the stun also works on vehicles and buildings, which is pretty good if you're raiding a base. And last but not least, his ultimate, Stinger Hive, deploys a stationary structure along with 3 drones called Stingers that shoot electric rays to nearby enemies. Now the problem with this skill is that the main building that that the drone's guard is not very strong. It only has 1800 health, I believe, and no armor. So enemies can definitely destroy it quickly if there's enough of them. It's really good for distraction though, but that's about it. And the ranks don't make this skill too much better. Extra stingers, spawn 5 drones instead of 3. The more the deadlier. So yeah, now you have 5 drones. But again, the damage from the drones isn't all that high, so you're increasing your damage by a bit, but it's not as significant as the rank up makes it sound like. And last but not least, Moving Hive. Stinger Hive gains the ability to be moved as long as it remains on the battlefield. So yeah, for the duration of this ability, you can now move the Stinger Hive and let it help you out. And it's kind of good because you can have an additional blocker, and the drones can also shoot while the structure is on the move, which is pretty unique because almost no units can do that. So points for uniqueness, I guess. Alright, that's pretty much Gauntlet. Now let's jump into mission number 19 and showcase him a little bit. Okay, let's see how this tank does. Is he good or is he bad? Alright, let's just do the standard procedure up in here. Let's send some prospectors, get the snipers. There we go. And yeah, as you can see, his movement speed is not the greatest. He's definitely on the slower side when it comes down to movement speed. But let's check out his damage. Pretty good. I won't say it's phenomenal, but, you know, it's decent. That's for sure. Alright, now, because we don't really need the tank, I'm just gonna go for mostly specialists and storm toads. Because storm toads are kinda good. Okay, we can summon the Stinger Hive, but I don't think we really need to. He's gonna just beat down on this building. In the meantime, let's just move our units over there and get some defensive structures. Okay. Are you gonna take down the building anytime soon, man? Come on. It has a tiny sliver of health. And... come on. Boom! There we go, finally. Okay, let's get this. Let's move up and get this command point. Because why not? More snipers. Come on. Storm toads. Oh, alright, they got it. I thought they didn't. Alright, reporting in. Yeah, as you can see, we can manually move him, but it's gonna take him forever, so let's just do this. Alright, let's see. How much damage are these things gonna do? Almost nothing. So yeah, as you can see from his stats, he is very tanky and he has good damage. Health-wise, I would say he has a similar health pool to the Knight, but it's definitely a little bit smaller. But he more than makes up for it with his abilities. Speaking of abilities, let's just reposition everything up in here. Let me just position my units. Let's just go in. And... kaboom. Boom, look at that. That was some nice damage over there. It wasn't stupidly high, but it was definitely good, some damage. Alright. As you can see, he does take a while to take down buildings. He's not like the Mauler, but it's fine. Let's summon the Stinger Hive. Let it distract the Nemesis, so that way we don't have to worry about them quite yet. As you can see, the building is dying kind of fast, but at least you can move it around, so that's something. Okay, you know what? It seems like Gauntlet is getting a little bit low on HP. Let's just zap everybody. Look at that zoom, 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 zoom. Stun everybody. As you can see, the damage is quite minimal, but it's fine. What you can do also is you can turn off the ability if you feel like you don't need to use it anymore. So you don't have to like. If you use it, you're not stuck with it. You can always disable it. Now let's put him back in the middle, and let's see. As you can see, he healed a little bit. It wasn't too significant, but it was definitely good. But as you can see, even though he's getting low on HP, he isn't dying. He's definitely tanking it up, which is good. Because, you know, that's what a tank is meant to do. He's meant to just absorb damage while your other units are just taking care of everything else. Alright, let's just micromanage a little bit here. And let's zap everybody. Zap, zap, zap. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that stun. Look at him, look at him. Pretty good, alright? Yeah. I mean, the zaps, okay, as you can see, the zaps clearly are not doing that much damage, but again, it's meant for stalling, it's not meant for damage. He's meant to stall enemies. Okay, let's just blow up. Boom. Wait, I didn't use it? Oh, there we go. Okay, he nearly died, so let's pull him back a little bit. Because, you know, he is a tank, but he's not immortal by any means. He can definitely die if you're overworking him too much. At least he has good regeneration, though. There is that. Okay, let's go. Pick up this monkey, even though I already have this achievement. I'm just picking them up anyway. Let's get Tech Bot, Prospector and all. And let's take care of this base. Okay, we have some enemies there. Don't really care. Laser net. Okay, I guess we can take care of this building over there. I believe there was a building here, right? Yes, there is. Okay, let's go. Get the Storm Toads in position. And yeah, as you can see, we're gonna take care of this thing rather quickly. Oh well, maybe not because it stuns, but I don't really care. Okay, take care of this, and boom, there we go. So, what is my opinion on Gauntlet? How good is he? Well, for a tank, I would say he does his job quite well. I mean, we can just put him over here and just blow up everybody. You know, just zap them while our units are coming back. And there we go. Pretty easy. So yeah, Gauntlet is cool. For the $5, I would say he is fine. Like, if you like the idea of a tank unit, then Gauntlet is definitely by far the best option for you. But I don't think he is phenomenal. He can definitely tank for a while, but he has limited capabilities. Enemies that do true damage or have the ability to ignore armor can definitely screw him over. But he does have a good amount of health to make up for it. As you can see, 2 towers are attacking him at once, and he's not... I mean, he's taking damage, but most units by that point are gonna die. This guy, no. He's tanking. And if we give him the regen shells, he's gonna survive for even longer. So yeah, as you can see, he's just tanking it up. But at one point, you definitely have to pull him back and just let him regenerate for a while. Overall, he's pretty cool. I like him. For $5, I would say he's pretty darn worth it. I'll give him an 8 out of 10. He's good. I wish that his ultimate was a little bit better though, because the Stinger Hive is definitely not the greatest ability. It's good for situations where he gets very low on health and you have to pull him back. You can use the Stinger Hive as a distraction, but other than that, I don't find this skill to be too good in its own right. So yeah guys, well, with that out of the way, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate you for sticking around to the end. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content in the future. And while you're at it, drop a like on the video. It means a lot to me. And I will see you in the next video. Until it comes, that was King Rexy, over and out.